Okay, cool. So, I've been hearing. I just was kind of thinking to myself, and I figured, why not, talk to y'all about it. There's been a lot of talk lately about how basically EA and Dice, and I'm dead, have been kind of forgetting about Galactic Assault and kind of dropping it in favor of capital supremacy. And I mean, I'm not a purist. I'm not super attached to Galactic Assault. I personally think Capital Supremacy is a better design game mode, but I definitely think that there's a place for Galactic Assault. Uh, it's more about Galactic Assault for me, at least. Is more, especially during this kind of weekend things where all the heroes are allowed, more about the chaos and desperation of fighting than it is actually, and there's an ATSD, about the competitiveness as a game mode because it's inherently unbalanced as opposed to Capital Supremacy, blah blah blah. Is BB-8 available? No, he's not. So, admittedly, Galactic Assault levels are incredibly difficult to make compared to the Capital Supremacy levels. And I was thinking to myself, though, there's a number of ways they probably could add some with... I mean, again, I'm not a game developer, and it's easy for me to say this as someone who has no clue what's... as someone who is not involved in this industry. I think there's a couple ideas I want to say out loud about how they could help with Galactic Assault in the future. Well, beyond first off, co-op, let's be honest, is kind of Galactic Assault anyway, just against bots instead. Like, it's a linear game mode where you have objectives and you know, one is attacking and one is defending. Like, there's objective sides on that. So, I mean, worst comes to worst, they could just, well, I mean, worst comes to worst, they could just, like, straight up port the co-op maps like that and just put them in like that. Like, I think that's completely, I mean, people would complain, because people would complain non-stop. And I think it's important to clarify real quick that I have immense respect for the people who do this. It's easy for me to say all this, and I don't think that anything they're doing is wrong. But I definitely think that there should be more Galactic Assault. Anyway, they could just port co-op maps, even though that would make people upset, but most would be at least pleased to get any kind of Galactic Assault at all. And even then, they could change up something. It depends on how... I don't actually know... They probably know better than us how many people actually play Galactic Assault compared to Galactic Capital Supremacy. For all we know, it's the same 70 people who are complaining. And I'm dead. But, beyond the fact that they could... I think most of the maps... And that was a fast match. I think most of the maps already in co-op could easily be put into Capital Supremacy. Maybe change up a couple things. Agent Classifer, for example, is basically a Galactic Assault map anyway. Just probably change it till you have to, like, I don't know, place a charge on the blockade runner at the end. Because that's just perfectly built for Galactic Assault, especially for a sequel trilogy style Galactic Assault like on Takadana, where it's at the end of the day just command post capturing. But I mean, most like Camino's basically co-op is exactly the same as it is in Galactic Assault. You have the same four capture, well, not the same four, but you have 4 capture zones and you have to fall back if you lose it as a Republic, and your goal is to hold it. So I definitely think that the co-op maps alone could be put into that, especially Felucia, maybe put into the ATT as a bigger role or something. But I think Felucia and Agent Claws could easily, even just as a direct port with the command posts, could work easily as a Galactic Assault. Ooh, great! As a Galactic Assault map. And beyond the fact, well, first off, Galactic Assault's just fun, so I just like it when there's 22 heroes on the field. But I definitely, and also, and of course, I think that'd be the easiest thing. I mean, I say that, for all I know, my suggestion will screw everything up and make Chewbacca invisible or something. As funny as that would be, that's probably not the best idea. It's alright, anyway. So, also, and beyond this, so about, it must have been like 4 months ago now or something, they reworked the capital ships, which probably was a better choice in the end, because now you can, it's more streamlined, just capture a command post and then blow up the thing by shooting it. It's a better for Capital Supremacy, but I think they could port the original, I'm assuming that they still have the original style saved somewhere. They could just port that, couldn't they? Again, I don't know. You'd have to ask like Ben Walk or Dennis Brandval or something about that. But I could definitely. Well, first off, Like, the Providence class, uh, capital ship for the Separatists is probably one of my favorite maps in the game, besides Crate. Crate's just such a fun map, man. And I definitely would love to see it in modes that aren't just the ending phase of Capital Supremacy, because it's just such a great map. And I'd like to see, like, heroes from other eras. I think it's ironic that people were complaining about cross-era heroes, and now people are complaining about the fact that you can't play cross-era heroes. Yeah, but that's game development. No one will ever be happy. Well, people will, but not everyone will be happy. And that, you just have to learn to live with that. I don't know why I've gotten attention about that. I'm not one to tell people how to do their job. I say as I give ideas on how to do their job. But, I mean, for the Republic and for the Separatists, like, take those capital ships, even if it's just 2 phases, bring back for Galactic Assault, the hack the doors, then place charges on both the reactors thing. It's another map for Galactic Assault. We get to see things like BB-8 on a Venator, which would be fun. And I just love that map. I haven't played a lot of Capital Supremacy with the sequel tracks. I haven't been on the First Order ship yet. I have been on the Resistance one, and those are really cool maps as well. But they lack the already designed objectives from history to use the same way. They don't have existing ways to go back to. But and again, it's incredibly easy for me to say just port co-op maps, because people have been saying just port so-and-so map, and it always is more complicated than people make it out to be. If it wasn't, they could just probably... There's a reason it took time for them to even port Galactic Assault maps into Capital Supremacy. And also, I'm not saying one mode's better than the other, and I personally would be okay if we never... If they decide that it's not a wise idea to ever make Capital Supremacy, Galactic Assault maps ever again, again, I have to live with that. It's not like we can do anything about it. But at the end of the day, I don't think that's a huge problem, because there's how many maps? There's like 4 or 5. There's 11 Galactic Assault maps, and most of them are pretty good. Especially with the rework to the sequel trilogy with the new reinforcements. Even Jakku and Takadana are now a lot of fun. And what the? I just stopped shooting him. I didn't expect that to happen. Okay, can't be BB-9E. I'm almost leveled up Grievous, but I'm actually going to go AT. Never mind. Item Versio. Because playing a lightsaber is not the wisest decision on this map. That's Darth Maul. Anyway. But, I definitely think there's a place for Galactic Assault. I think it and Capital Supremacy complement each other. Galactic Assault is more authentic to the movies, if you will, with the chaos and with... honestly, some of my favorite moments in this game are like on Hoth as the Rebellion, desperately holding the final point. And even if we lose, it's fun because it feels like okay. At least, like, it's much better than Capital Supremacy at the desperation of fight at the end. But that also makes it slightly worse as a game mode itself. But I definitely, and also, because I like it when there's, like, literally now 22 heroes and villains on the map. I think that's definitely fun. Like, the cross-era heroes alone, I think, make it worth at least sometimes going back to Galactic Assault. Although, now that Supremacy is coming to original trilogy, you can now play all the heroes, and I'm going to pretend that Obi-Wan Kenobi wasn't right there. I'm not going to deal with him. It's an old rule of thumb. Don't hit Obi-Wan Kenobi. Leave him alone. Or Anakin. Basically run away from everyone. Cowardice is a very profitable plan. I'm not good at this game. Please ignore my advice about this game. Don't ignore my advice about everything else. Because then what's the point of this video? And this is a very rambly video, but I always wanted to do... Okay. Do that. And beyond the fact, I really want capital ships in other modes, because they're such cool maps. I want them in co-op, too, while we're at that. And while we're at it, just throw in 15 new heroes and, like, 12 new maps, so now that we're adding things that are just because I want them. And 50 new skins. Yeah, that's not happening. I actually really... This game has really good, consistent content updates. And now, be fair, I play TF2. The standards are incredibly low for me. If I like the way that the sand just came, this all came through the sky. Even if we're just getting one content update a year, that's still better than TF2, and I'll take it. The problem with playing heroes on this stage of Crate, as much as I love Crate, I'm just basically running around not having a clue what I'm doing because none of them are long range enough to do anything. Except Bosk, but I just don't like playing Bosk. He and Palpatine and like Chewbacca are the only heroes I don't really like playing. And at the end of the day, Palpatine's just dumb. And he's a bitch. Outside the game. This is not a commentary on people who play Palpatine. This is a commentary on Palpatine himself. And he is a bitch. Also, I don't know how I feel about Aiden's Woody work. Now, we don't know what it is yet, so... But I really like Aiden's gun alone. Man, Crate's such a good map. And I understand why they've said that they don't want to put Crate in Capital Supremacy because... Let's be honest, Crate is not a well-balanced map. It can't, by the nature of what Crate is. It's a... Oh, that's Greedus. It's not a Jedi. Okay, good. It's this big old flat white thing. There's a joke there I don't want to deal with. But, that's such a... But, and I get... And also, because, kind of like Hoth is, there's so much of the map. There's basically two different maps. Well, that happened. That's why Galactic Assault's so cool. That was such a cool moment. Actually, I have footage, I'll just be able to find it, of where we're playing the Resistance, and we just retreated back into the big old base, and a ski speeder basically crashed into the base while we were falling back. It was badass. I have to edit that in now. Editing's hard. But ultimately, and like, I think that something DICE should understand, and also, maybe they know this. It's easy for me to say, and for all I know, everything I've said has already been thought of by DICE. And Dennis Brandval and Ben and the whole team. And I legitimately am not putting criticisms on the team for this. I legitimately have nothing but respect for them. And they put up, that's not the sniper, neither is that. I have nothing but respect for them, and they put up with so much shit, and I'm not going to be adding to that. Because A, it doesn't accomplish anything, and I just walked in a big circle. This map's so fun, but also is not... This phase is not good for heroes. I shouldn't have chosen a hero. Man, we're not getting into Last Jedi talks right now. This is nothing like the movie, and I'm cool with that. Crate was such a cool map. And also, Agent Claws legitimately just feels like a Galactic Assault map ported into co-op, and Capital Supremacy. Now again, super easy for me to say that as someone who is not involved in making the game. Okay, this took me 15 minutes to think of. Not even. Bye, Yoda. Yoda, go away. Yoda, no. Yoda. Okay, good. Oh, take that, Yoda. Ah. Hey, look, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. He remembers me. I'm going to count that as a successful run. It wasn't. That's the real problem with this Heroes event. No one's successfully going for the objective. B90 is so glad he's here. No one's going for the objective because I don't even think lightsaber heroes can pick up rocket launchers. That'd be fun. I just wanted to add that now just so I can have Obi-Wan Kenobi with a rocket launcher. When's that coming, Dice? The Obi-Wan rocket launcher CT. It's so... I got distracted by BB-8. It's so... BB-9E. And that's really... Especially when it's this hero event, is what makes Galactic Assault, I would say, better than Capital Supremacy, is simply because if you want to just have a Star Wars experience. Especially, like... Even if it's a... Like, listen. Fucking General Grievous is running around on Crate. Unless they add, like, a time travel storyline, which they should. But that's a different discussion for Star Wars. Just being in this and then seeing Obi-Wan fighting Darth Vader in the background and then BB-8 just rolls by as you're fighting for your life. Man, I suck at this game. Oh, no, I'm amazing at this game. That's how it works. You're amazing until you get up close to someone who can kill you. And that's what being a hero is. If you're playing as Aiden from 200 feet away, You're the best. You feel super confident, and I blew up. And then that happens. Actually, I had enough for a hero, so we're going to count that as intentional. I almost leveled you up, Grievous. Have I? I can't see the stupid white bar. I need to not sit that far away. And I love the music for heroes. That's actually, okay, another feature that I would love them to add that I have no idea how easy is basically my music from Smash Brothers. Also, this one thing is probably one of my favorite places in the entire game. Because it's so stalematey and it just can go on for so long, and I love it because it's just pure chaos. Especially with all these heroes. Because it's just fun, okay? Is that Yoda? I'm going to count that as a success. That's the trick. Never admit that you're bad at this game. And I'm going to die. Did I take no damage during any of that? It's because I'm awesome at this game, that's why. Little tip. Always assume you're the best at the game. And I'm not going to do that stupid thing that YouTubers do where they edit the thing to make them look good. No, that's not because of an honor thing. It's because I'm really lazy and I don't want to have to go through my footage and figure out when I look good. Because you have to understand I suck. Except when I don't. And listen, when I'm doing the co-op, I am the greatest of all time. But when I have to fight against people who are like like that. And to be fair, like Grievous is on fire now. It's not my fault. At least I'm not going to say it is. It probably is. I wonder if that Discord noise is actually being recorded. That's going to be a problem if so. And I'm being electrocuted. But at the end of the day, I don't care. Where did this start? Right. But I think legitimately... Man, I love smoke effects in game. I never noticed that. How have I never noticed that? Because I don't use that skin a lot. Anyway. I legitimately think that they could just port co-op maps. They wouldn't necessarily be the greatest Galactic Assault maps. They wouldn't be Crave or Hoth. Hot take, I know. Let's not get into that. But if we, at the end of the day, even just like co-ops Galactic Assault, and I don't want to die. It's just Galactic Assault with simpler objectives, and you're playing against computers. Man, I'm so glad BB9E is in this game. It's so stupid. What? Who blew me up? You know, I'm gonna look back through this footage and realize that I haven't gotten a single kill. I've gotten 5 kills this entire game. My kill streak was 3. Well, I'm not here to tell you how to play the game, because I am incredibly unqualified, as we have just seen. That's my roly boy. There's now 3 roly boys. What is it? Interesting. What kind of... I don't know what name that was. Also, I'm playing... Am I flanking them? I'm playing on PS4 because I'm a console pleb and I'm proud of it. And this was a bad decision. Not as bad as that. I am now trapped. So, while I hide behind my spinning lightsabers and wait for my get-out-of-jail-free card to respawn, and hope to God no one notices me, alright, new plan. Hide in the fire. I'm already on fire, so what else can they do to me? Actually, legitimately, one of the coolest things in this game is, like, on Camino, I remember one time I was playing as clones, and I saw this Grievous on fire in the skin jump out of the rain and kill me. It was badass. And that's what... Look at this. Darth, like, all these heroes and all this chaos happening right now, that's what Galactic Assault is, and that's honestly why it shouldn't be abandoned. Although, again, I'm sure my ideas for how to expand it are easier said than done. Because they said skins take like a couple months to make. And I wouldn't guess that, but also, you have to understand, I don't make games. I am going to die. I am now running away. Like, I'm playing like, I don't know, I think I was running sideways there. Man, this game is a mess and I love it. That's really, you have to love a game for all its flaws and good. Because this game's kind of nonsense sometimes. You have to not take this game too seriously, especially in Galactic Assault. Like, win or lose, it's important to have fun. Okay? Because this is an after-school special with a moral. It's a big old trick. This was all an excuse to teach you all a valuable lesson about something. I have never... Okay. Never will then. I never hit these with lights. Can lightsabers damage those? I am 26 points away from getting a hero. Feels bad, man. Never mind that. I was sure we were going to lose that because, for these hero events, as much as I love them, they do not create a balanced game for people who play the objective. But I love this, and especially because I think we're gonna get I think like we will get more heroes. I hope so, at least. I don't know who. Jin, Ahsoka. I personally want Rex. Correct. Oh, and I get to be a ski speeder and like really rack up the points. That's where it's at. Man, I suck at this game. I am so unqualified to talk. What am I talking about? I'm fantastic at this game. Don't listen to me at all. I really hope that this is at least sounds decent. Who knows? Okay, specialist, and I need to get 200 points to get a ski speeder, so I can level it up and get nothing, which is not a complaint. What do you mean I have to wait for players? Oh, never mind. Words cannot express how fucking hysterical and great it is to have BB-8 playable. Okay, but the next thing is C-3PO. When's the C-3PO update, Dice? And, I guess, TC-14? She worked for the Separatists, I'm pretty sure. And she was also in one movie, but BB-9E was on one movie. People really complain about that, but at least, like, he had a pretty important role in that movie. He was the one who noticed that Finn and Rose and BB-8 were on the ship. If he hadn't noticed, then they wouldn't be sold out, and then DJ's the guy in Last Jedi who was the hacker. They never say his name on screen. People complain about it until it's Mandalorian, and then everyone loves it. And I love Mandalorian content in this game, but I did hear there's a valid point of her. The Mandalorian didn't fight, like, wasn't really a rebel. Like, he's not really on any of the good guys' sides. I already have 694. Which that means that, and so I don't feel like I'm being a complete cheater, I won't just kill myself and respawn, I'll just play really recklessly until I do die. That way I can delude myself into thinking that I am being a good player. I am being not toxic. Hey, I actually really like it. We're not getting to Last Jedi discussion. But if BB-8 hadn't noticed that, then DJ wouldn't have been able to betray them, and then the crate plan would have worked. So in a way, BB-9E has one of the most influential characters in the sequel trilogy. Is that a stretch? Absolutely. Is it kind of true? Absolutely. Star Wars is so weird. And also, this is why crates are these red smoke. It's so cool. This is such a cool map. This is the best Galactic Assault map because this experience, it's up there at like Hoth's really. Most of them are really great, if we're being honest. Hoth, Death Star, Geonosis. I forgot about Geonosis. Geonosis might be Crate. Geonosis and Crate are the top two. Can someone please hit that so I can? Where are the? Well, that should have killed me. Where is everyone? How am I supposed to farm battle points and exploit this strategy if there's no one to shoot and there's no way to take out TIE fighters? What, who's in a TIE fighter? I'm like, I'm going to focus on the ski speeder. Okay, I would. I totally would. So. I'm going to count that as a win. Sure, I lost battle points on a ski speeder. And this person's already BB-8. Man, people get heroes so fast, especially in this game mode. Oh, now there's an ATSD. Well, now we're going to go back to my original strategy. Because if I play a lightsaber hero, I will just run in tunnels for 20 minutes until it gets to the base. That's what this is. You have to save up battle points for the base section. Because at the end of the day, heroes are only useful in that section. Obi-Wan, I mean, okay. People, I'm sure if you're really good with heroes, you can get a lot of shit done. Will you leave me alone so I can destroy your friend in an ATSD? Is that too much to ask? Where to go? Okay. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Oh, and now someone picks up the rocket launcher. Though, if that hits anyone, it was completely intentional. See, like, look at that. Look at that shot. That's what Galactic Assault is. It's about cool-ass shots. It's about the cinematography of Galactic Assault. This game has great cinematography, and that's saying something because it, by definition, does not have cinematography. There we go. Please don't hit anything. What? Who's in this fucking TIE fighter? That was still a net loss? Okay. I'm gonna blame that on DICE's balancing team. Because you have to understand, otherwise I'd have to admit that I'm not very good at this game. I'm gonna go hide in the tunnel. I died. Anyway. I kind of got off topic because I'm easily distracted. But, well, first off, if you really want new Galactic Assault stuff, you have to at least... Finn? You didn't have a jacket on. Y'all saw that, right? Where the hell did he go? I didn't imagine that. I swear he didn't have a jacket on. And it wasn't the new skin. It was like his skin. It was like the way he looked in episode 8 when he just didn't have the jacket. Also, the jacket's gone, and I missed the jacket. That's, uh-oh.
Walker triggering a proximity alert.
He just flew up in the air. BB-8. Now I can get shit done. I actually really like the music for BB-8. No idea where it comes from. Oh, BB-8 can't pick up rocket launchers. 0 out of 10. Virtually unplayable.
That ATM-6 is vulnerable.
I didn't think this through. Now y'all get to watch me go around in tunnels as BB-8 for the next 20 minutes. It's already been 30 minutes. Wow. Let's hope this works. I'm so good at this game. You know what? I'm just ending it there.